So finishing, trying to, I don't know, getting really close to finishing this off. I hope. Have had some challenges along the way. It keeps pushing it several weeks. Cheryl and I got a 3-day weekend next weekend, so I'm hoping that we can get this finished up next weekend, but we'll see. Got some challenges kind of going on a lot of the epoxy and what we're doing on the epoxy. But anyway, the last little bit of this, so doing some stuff here with the blue Dragonfly, getting that second set of wings in there. So that's kind of been a semi-project of mine that I was wanting to do. So and there's kind of some neat features on this that whenever this hardens up. So we got the epoxy pour in here. I hope, it looks like we got most of the bubbles out that I could see, so I think we're looking good. Still kind of keeping track of bubbles. Got a little bit of that blue will be over here too. And gonna finish off the white on the Monarch. If you've ever looked at a Monarch, you probably see a bunch of white dots. They have white dots all along their wings. There is a little spot up here that, for whatever reason, I think I had actually missed on pouring the black on it. I do need to come back and retouch that up with some white. But hopefully that'll be kind of like the last retouch up I do. So, but anyway, there's a couple of white spots on the Ladybug, so I got to get that done. As far as the top goes, once those are done, and you know, I may have to come back and rework a bunch of them like I had to do here on the black. The epoxy sometimes doesn't go in the small pinholes very well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see if I've got to come back and do any rework. But anyway, we'll kind of go from there. Once I've got that done, I'm going to do some shading with some stain on some of the pieces to kind of give them a little bit more 3D look. That'll be pretty subtle, so we'll see on that. And then I've got to go around the edges with the router and roll them all again, because as you can probably tell, they actually were rolled at one time. I have done some significant sanding on this. So, and then really once that's done, right here, that roll will take all this off. And once that is done, just need to get the brackets put on the bottom and mount it to the base. Well, no. Once that's done, then the next part of this is to basically cover it with the epoxy. So gonna do that, gonna do a tabletop pour. I was gonna do Osmo on this, but I've had such a challenge with this wood moving. And what I mean by that is keeping it level, right? It just doesn't want to stay level. So, and I have such a challenge on it, and I keep having to sand and sand and sand and sand. So if I do the epoxy on the tabletop, I will get level and it'll lock it in. So as much as I kind of don't want to do that because it takes away from the feeling that you have of the wood, the actual texture, the feel of it, it makes it feel like plastic, right? To be quite honest. I'm going to do that just to you know, make it look nice. Otherwise, I'm going to have to continually sand it and take out spots. The spot here in the middle wants to rise all the time. It wants to cup. Even though it's so thick, it still wants to cup. So then the edges come up, you know, and you can't really see them visually, but if you put a pencil on here, you'd know. So anyway, so trying to get that taken care of. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at on the state of the table.